Hello, everyone. My name is Melissa Wagner, and I'm your host for today, and I'd like to welcome you to the U.S. Army webinar series, Digital Thread for Technical Authoring. And as I mentioned before, this is a four-part series. This is the third session. This webinar will be about 1 hour in length, so please enter your questions in the Q&A box, and we will leave time at the end of the presentation to get to those questions. This webinar is being recorded and will be posted on the Arbortext YouTube channel, and I will be sending out an email with the URL once it is available. The first two sessions are already posted on the Arbortext YouTube channel, so please check those out if you weren't able to attend the previous sessions. And with that, I'd like to go ahead and introduce Deb Williams. She's going to kick things off for today.
All right. Thank you, Melissa. So Deb Williams, Arbortext Sales Director. I appreciate you all joining us today. Look forward to the third session. It's been quite a series here. The first session was October 26th. It is on our YouTube channel. We focused mostly on authoring, but we did talk about the whole author, manage, and publish. The second session on November 2nd, also up on our YouTube channel, focused on the illustrations. And the third session today, we will be focused on the content management for MIL-STD-40051. There will be great discussion on the management inside Windchill and how to really protect that digital thread and all the things around the digital thread. And then please come back next Wednesday, November 16th, and we will do a content delivery through iAds and including augmented reality. So it will be a great session, a lot of fun things next week as well. So thank you. While I do have your attention, I did want to also share with you, LiveWorks is back, and we are prepping and planning right now. It will be May 15th to the 18th at the Boston Convention Center. It will be bigger and better than ever. This is a user event, so we really do look forward to having all the users there. And we are going to do a special service symposium on Monday and Tuesday, May 15th and 16th. So planning is underway. Call for papers is open. It does close November 18th. So we would love to hear from you. We just need a quick abstract if there is a great topic that you'd like to share. I definitely invite you to do that and encourage you to do that. So, all right, with that, I'm going to hand this over now to Gary Bartlett from GPSL. Gary and Ryan Lubin will be talking through the management of 40051.
Okay, thank you, Deb. Let me share my screen. All right. So I'm Gary Bartlett. I'm the Vice President of Sales with GPSL. And for those of you who haven't been on the prior sessions, I'm quickly going to run through just kind of the introduction for those that are just coming in today. But GPSL is a longtime partner of PTC's. We work in a number of industries, and we have offices in a number of locations around the world. Today, obviously, we're focused on aerospace and defense, which is primarily what we do here in the U.S. And we're in the third of a four-part series, really focusing on MIL-STD-40051 for the U.S. Army. GPSL owns the Windchill extensions for 40051. We provide implementation services, training, technical support for that out-of-the-box solution worldwide. We're going to dive a little bit more into that today, into the content management portion of it. It's based on PTC Windchill. So this solution is a pre-configured extension to Windchill that optimizes the creation, management, and delivery of MIL-STD-40051 out of the box. So we're going to dive a little bit more into that today. Advanced content management is the concept that we want to talk about. Again, it's using Windchill for 40,051, but these are the key elements of enabling your digital thread, right? Bear with me a second. I've got something on the screen I need to move. Okay, I apologize. So when we talk about the digital thread, we're really talking about the connection from your engineering configuration control data to your parts information and service content so that you can generate accurate information in a timely way. When we talk about IADs, we're looking at high volume of information that needs to be distributed rapidly. There's a lot of common content that is repeated or reused across multiple topics. Having the content management system to help you manage that, to determine where changes are going to impact the content, to make sure everything is the same, to make sure that it goes through the proper approval and release cycle, so that safety and configuration control is achieved, carefully controlled. Is really the topic that we really want to dive into. How do you achieve that? These are some of the topic areas that Ryan Lubin is going to drill into today. And just to review, in the first session when we covered end-to-end authoring, management, delivery, we did talk about this a little bit. We had some audio problems in that recording. I want to review this very quickly prior to starting the demonstration. So there are many of you obviously familiar with and using Arbortext tools already, maybe without a Windchill environment, outside of a Windchill environment. The way you do that is by getting configuration files, DTDs and style sheets and things from the Army, and configuring your Arbortext authoring platform or other XML authoring platform, and probably maintaining those files on a local network drive, that kind of a thing, where you don't have a content management environment. So what's lacking there is the ability to associate your technical content back to the configuration control information or engineering data that drives it, or to the change information like engineering change orders and things that drive the change process. Additionally, you're lacking in that kind of a deployment, robust traceability and versioning capabilities and things like that, where you can really manage the configuration of the data itself. So what we're looking at with Windchill is really being able to enhance your capabilities and efficiencies with this pre-configured MIL standard 40,051 solution. It includes things like templates for products, libraries, information structures, publication structures, and generational work packages from the information structures, authoring support for the XML spec itself, lifecycle and workflow management, as well as the ability to produce PDF outputs using 40,051 style sheets, to publish an IADS output or the XML bundle for that, create other exports and things that really is necessary to drive IADS. Another key feature of this, if you have this environment, is being able to do impact analysis, looking at what would the effects of a change in product configuration or service information be across every place that it's used, and knowing that you can find each one of them, keep them consistent, and implement those changes in a controlled way, and then distribute that rapidly so that accurate information is available to the end users. So I don't want to belabor this too much. I want to get into the demonstration and allow Ryan to show you how this works. Ryan Lubin is a GPSL solution architect at GPSL, and I'll turn it over to him.
All right, thanks, Gary. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Okay, so hopefully everyone can see my screen. Actually, let me rid of that. All right, so like Gary mentioned, what I'll be demonstrating today is I'll be showing off a lot of the features of our 40051 solution for wind chill. Some of these may seem familiar from previous sessions, but today we'll be going into or doing more of a deeper dive into the various functionalities. So the first thing I'm going to demonstrate is the various structures within wind chill. So what we're looking at here is a container that's already been set up, a 40051 product. So here I've got my P19 product. And within that product, I can actually scroll down and see both publication structures and information structures. So the information structures are essentially a way for you to organize your technical content within this product using a work structure or functional breakdown. So, as opposed to storing everything in various folders, they can get, cluttered and are difficult for users to find the information in. Windchill gives you the ability to create these information structures. So here you can see we've got our work structure breakdown for our P19. We've got the various assemblies and sub-assemblies underneath it. And then if I drill down far enough, you can see I've got my actual content here. So again, this just gives the users the ability to organize their content so that it's easier to find the various work packages or illustrations as you're going about building out your publications. So you can see here from my information structure, I have a number of different work packages. I can also, create things like illustrations and parts lists, and then just keep those organized underneath my information structure. The other type of structure or main structure that you'll typically be working with within 40051 is your publication structures. Publication structures are similar to your information structures, but it's basically, it gives you a way to organize your content in the form of a publication. So as you're building out your publication, you can create a new publication structure. And then from that publication structure, you've got your various sections or your general information, operator instructions, depending on what type of manual you're building out. So, dash 14, dash 10, just whatever manual type you're building out, you can pull in the work packages directly from your information structure. So again, on the right here, we're looking at that same information structure that we were just looking at previously. But from here, I can actually drill down into my information structure and just start pulling those, different pieces of content into my publication, depending on where I want them. We do have a number of pre-configured templates for both the information structures and the publication structures. For example, if I wanted to create a new publication structure, I can select from, well, first I'll select my 40051 publication structure type. And then from there, there's a number of different templates that we can start building from. So for example, if I was creating a new dash 13 manual, I can select that template and then just give it a number. And then there's a number of 40051 specific attributes that you can select from: maintenance level. Then you can provide the publication number, security. You can also specify a 40051 version, and then you can go ahead and create your publication structure using that template. So you can see here we have our new publication structure. And from here, we have the templates already built out, all of the different sections needed for that specific manual type. There are some pre-configured information structure templates as well. So if I wanted to say create a new information structure, there's a handful of templates to choose from, aircraft templates or ground vehicle templates. Or you're not tied to either one of those templates. You can, build out your information structure from scratch. There's no requirements that you use the pre-existing templates. Same applies to the publication structures. The next thing I'll be demonstrating is the actual content creation and management. So as an author is getting ready to create a new work package, they can do it one of two ways. They can either go into Windchill and the information structure and then drill down to whichever section is relevant to that specific work package, and from there they can create a new work package. So that would be inserting a textual information element, which is essentially an XML or Arbortext document. From here, we can specify that we want to create a new work package, and then we have all of the different 40051 work packages to select from as far as templates. So for example, if I wanted to create a new general information work package, I could locate that work package type. Give it a name. And then we can go ahead and create our new work package. So now you can see we've got our newly created general information work package here. Once this work package has been created, I can open that up in Arbortext editor and actually start authoring my content. I'm just going to go ahead and check in this section here first. And then from here, I can open this work package up directly in Arbortext editor. Okay, so you can see here's our newly created general information work package. I can, within Arbortext editor, I can go ahead and check out my work package. And then I can start authoring the content. Go ahead and add some additional information. And then once I'm done authoring my work package, I can go ahead and check it back into Windchill. And from here, or if I go back to Windchill, so here's my here's my work package. I can actually view additional information or view the detail page for this specific work package. And you can see here's some additional metadata. So it's actually capturing like the work package number, sequence number, maintenance level, and then the work package type. It's actually capturing that from the XML from the work package itself as it's being checked in from Arbortext. And if I go here to my history tab, you can see here the system's keeping track of each of the versions of that file. So as I'm making edits to my work package, Windchill is actually tracking each of those versions and keeping a version history. So the system keeps track of all the different versions throughout the life cycle of this particular work package. From the structure tab here, we won't see much in this work package since it doesn't have any associated graphics or fragments underneath it. But from the structure tab, you can actually see more information or what other objects are referenced by this particular work package. And we'll actually see that in a second here when I go back to Arbortext Editor and demonstrate the second method for creating new content. So you have the option to create it from the Windchill side, but you also have the option, if an author is more comfortable just working directly in Arbortext, they can come to Arbortext, and we have those same pre-configured templates on the Arbortext side as well. So if, for example, an author wanted to go to Arbortext and start creating a new work package, they can go to our GPSL application, and there's a number of different versions of 40,051 they can choose from. And then from there, they can select and go to the work packages if they're looking to create a new work package, or if they're looking to create just a section within the pub, they can do that from here as well. But all the work packages are within this work package section. And then from here, you can also create a new work package. So I'll go ahead and just create a new maintenance work package. And so similar to what happened or what we did on the Windchill side, now we've got a brand new work package opened up in Arbortext, and we can start building out the content. I just happen to have one here that I'm ready to check in that I've been working on. So I've got a maintenance work package that's a repair and a overhaul maintenance work package. And now I'm ready to check it back into Windchill, so I can go ahead and just do a file, save as server object. Again, Arbortext is connected to Windchill, so I'm saving back into the database or back into the CMS. I can allow it to pre-select the folder for me, or I can actually navigate to the location within Windchill that I want to save to. So in this case, I want to save to that same P19 product. And you have the option to either, I can save to that information structure that we were looking at on the Windchill side. I can do that directly from Arbortext, or I can save to a folder. But we're going to stick with the information structure. So I'm going to specify underneath the fire pump and then PTO node within the information structure. I'll use that as my location. And then I'll go ahead and check in my my maintenance work package. Okay, so my work package has now been saved back into Windchill. If I refresh this section here, you should see it underneath the PTO section within the information structure. And actually, it's not showing it yet, probably because it's not checked in. But if I look at my maintenance work package now, you can see I've got the icon telling me that it's a wind chill object. And you can also go down further in the document and see that the various maintenance tasks have also been split out into their own fragments within wind chill. So those can be checked out and edited separately from the work package itself. And then it also pulled in this this graphic within the overhaul section of my work package. If I go back to wind chill now, so I should be able to go to my information structure. And then go down to that PTO section. And now you can see here's our newly created work package. And if I go to view the information for that work package, you can see I've got a graphic. And then I've got actually, this is the same, doesn't think it's the same one. So let me just view the object properties. All right, so here it's telling me here's all the information from wind chill. So it's in the P19 product. Just looking to see where. Not sure why that's not showing up in the information structure, but it did save it back into wind chill. So if I go into my folders, I should be able to find it there. I'm not sure why that's not showing up. So I'll just go ahead and I'm going to reopen that. Just going to reopen the local copy again. And this time I'm just going to save it into a folder. Okay, so now if we go back to wind chill again. All right, so now we can see our newly created maintenance work package. You can see we've got this overhaul section and our repair section. And then from within our overhaul, we've also got the graphic that was imported as well. The other nice thing about wind chill is if I go to the graphic I can do kind of a reverse lookup, and I can see which documents and work packages are referencing this specific graphic. So I can do kind of a impact analysis just to see if I were to update this graphic, I can see exactly which work packages would be impacted by that update. The next thing I'll be demonstrating is workflows and life cycles. So within the 40051 product, the various work packages, graphics, and parts lists are all what are considered lifecycle managed objects. So they'll each be assigned their own lifecycle and workflow that they're associated with. For example, if I go back to my maintenance work package here, you can see it is currently assigned to the 40051 work package lifecycle, and it's in the pending state. So as this work package is being worked, it'll be moving through the various lifecycle states. So work in progress, verification required, rework required, and then released. And then to just demonstrate each of those life cycles and workflows, you can see here's our 40051 work package lifecycle. So if I were to just open that up to view, you can see here are those same lifecycle states that we were looking at. So again, pending, work in progress. So as the author's working the content, it would be at work in progress, verification required. If there are any issues with that work package, it can be sent back to the author for rework, or it can be released. That's up to the reviewer. All of the, like, as the work package is being moved through this life cycle, it's actually being moved in an automated fashion using the workflow. So you can see that this particular life cycle has a workflow associated with it. So if I open up the 40051 work package workflow, we'll be able to see that. So here is the workflow itself. It's not going to mean a whole lot unless you're familiar with Windchill workflows, but what it does do is, like I said, it pushes the work package through the various lifecycle states. So the first thing it does is it forces the product manager to assign an author and a reviewer. It then gets moved to the work in progress state. The author will receive a notification letting them or notifying them that they have a work package ready to be worked. Once they've done their work, they'll complete that task, which then pushes it forward to the verification required state and assigns it to a reviewer. The reviewer can either, open it up in Arbortext, or they can view a PDF of that work package to do their verification. And then they have the option to either route it back to the author for rework, or to release that work package. And then just to demonstrate how that workflow actually works, we can go to our tasks within that product. So these are all the various workflow tasks that have been assigned to me. Because I'm the product manager, I've got quite a few here. So I'll just filter based on my work package. So you can see the first tasks I have are to set the authors. So as the product manager, I would go in and I would assign an author to create and edit the content. When selecting the author, it's actually pulling from a specific role within the product. So the roles are set up underneath the product, and you can assign various users to those specific roles. So in this case, we've got the author role, and I have a handful of users that I can choose from to assign as the author of this work package. I'll just go ahead and assign myself and then complete the task. And then if I go back, you can see we have a similar task to set the reviewers. I'll go ahead and again assign myself as the reviewer. Complete that task. And so now you can see I have a new task that showed up because I assigned myself as the author. So now I've got this task to author the work package. And then you can see that it has moved that lifecycle state forward to the work in progress state. So if I go to that task, it gives me some instructions as far as what to do for when authoring. If I want to, I can actually go to that that work package and view the information there. And then I could also open it up directly in Arbortext editor and begin making my edits. Once I'm done, updating the content, I can go back to my tasks and I can complete this task. So that's saying so basically I've completed my authoring task and I'm ready to send it to the reviewer to review. And then here I'm getting a notification saying, wait, I can't release this just yet because there's an illustration that's associated with this that has not been also released or set to verification required. So that's just a limitation of the system saying that the graphics associated with this work package also need to be in a similar or release state. To advance it forward, I could go back to that illustration and then do the same thing, assign myself as the illustrator and then as a reviewer. So I'll just go back and find that particular illustration. So we've got our P19. All right, so here's our illustration. Waiting for it to load up the next task. In the meantime, we can just push our other general information work package that we created. We can run through the similar process since that one doesn't have graphics. So again, I'm going to assign an author. And then same thing, I'm going to assign a reviewer. Okay, again, now it's routed it back to me for authoring. So as the author, I'll go ahead and I would check it out, edit it in Arbortext, check it back in, and then once I'm done, complete the task. And we should see a verification required task. So now as the reviewer, I can go in, and again, I can either open this up in Arbortext, review the actual content, or I can review a PDF of the work package. And then at this point, I can either reject it and route it back to the author for rework, or I can go ahead and approve it, at which point it will actually release that work package. So now if we go back to our general information work package, now we can see it's actually in the release state. So the workflow actually moved it through that entire life cycle, and now it's in the release state. The parts lists and illustrations have similar workflows and life cycles. So each, like I said, each one of those is life cycle managed. So again, you can, an author could be creating illustrations and then assigning it to an illustrator for illustrating, and then they could also act as the reviewer and approve that illustration. The next thing I'll be demonstrating is the impact analysis. So within your information structure, you have the ability to go to specific work packages, and you can associate parts to those work packages using this impacted by tab here. So I can actually associate various part numbers with these different work packages. And then from here, I can also do an impact analysis report or generate an impact analysis report, which tells me, it would tell me if any other work packages were associated with this particular part number. So for example, if I go to this X series horizontal pump and I do an impact analysis from here, it's going to show me that 3 different work packages are impacted by this, or associated with this particular part number. So if anything changes with that part, I know that I need to go back and update these other 2 work packages as well. It works from the other direction as well. So if I'm, let's say I'm an engineer and I'm working with a part structure. So here I've got my horizontal pump that I'm working with. If I want to see, if I'm making changes and I want to know which maintenance work package or which work packages will be impacted by any changes to my bill of material, I can go over here to reports, and I can generate an impact analysis report from here. And again, I can see all of the work packages that would be impacted by any updates to this particular assembly. So that's just another feature of Windchill and authoring 40051 content within Windchill. Let's see, the final thing I'll be demonstrating is our LSA data exchange. So if you're receiving any LSA data from another system such as Log4j or SlickWave, we have a method for essentially associating that LSA data with your parts information. So what we'll do now is we'll go ahead and I'm actually going to switch over to a different product here. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create, or I need to create my parts list. So I'll go ahead and just create a new parts list information element. And we want to create it as a 40,051 parts list. Is it not? Oh, there we go. So I'll go ahead and generate a parts list for my antenna assembly. I can give it a work package number. Maintenance level. Then I can also give it things, give it a functional group code, group title. I can give it a figure number. And then you can also specify the parts list type. So the 40,000 parts list type, if you're just generating a general ripstol, you can use the PLWP or repair parts list element, or there's a number of other 40,051 parts list types that you can select from. I'll just keep it as a general parts list, and then you can also specify which branches this is relevant to. So. Once I've specified those attributes, I can go ahead and actually create my parts list. So here's my newly created parts list. And if I go to the structure tab, you'll see that we have essentially an empty parts list. So the first thing I want to do is associate my BOM. And from here, I'm going to search for my actual, I can either select my service bill of material, or I've got an engineering bill of material. I'm going to select my service BOM and associate that. And now that I've associated my service bill of material, I'm going to select the parts that I want to add to my ripstol, and I'll go ahead and add to the parts list. So now you can see I actually have parts in my parts list. So I go ahead and I'll go ahead and check that in. And then from this items tab, you can see, so we've got our item numbers, but we've also got a number of these LSA type attributes that are currently empty. So like SMR code, NSN, PLISM, all of these could be, somebody could go in and populate these manually. But what we're going to do now is we're going to demonstrate importing an Excel spreadsheet that was actually generated out of this particular one was generated out of Log4j. So here's essentially our LSA spreadsheet that's been exported from our LSA system. So we've got all of the LSA data that we're looking to add to our parts list, LCN, PLISM, UOC, and then SMR code. So all that information's here in the spreadsheet. So now if I go back and I've already loaded that same spreadsheet in Windchill. So if I locate my spreadsheet, go ahead and I'll go ahead and check out and edit. I can upload the latest copy of that file. So let's say it was just exported from PowerLog J. I can go ahead and point at the new version of that file and then just check it in. And then hopefully we should see some of our LSA data populated on the parts of the side. And it can take a minute. It doesn't look like it's done it yet. Okay, so now you can see we actually have a new version of our parts list. We were at 8.2, now we're at 8.3. And you can see that it's parsed that spreadsheet and pulled in some of the LSA data from that spreadsheet. So any matching parts in that LSA structure, it'll update those attributes. So that's the LSA import portion. And that actually concludes our deeper dive of Windchill and the 40051 content management.
All
Great.
right.
Thanks, Ryan. Are we ready for questions, or was there anything else you needed to add, Gary?
Yeah, I'd like to go back and just summarize a little bit, just quickly provide some additional information. Let me share my screen. Okay, so again, looking at this system from an architectural point of view, these are the create, manage, and deliver components that make up the end-to-end solution suite that we looked at today. We were focused, obviously, in the manage area. Ryan demonstrated much of the functionality within the Windchill or EPDM environment in the context of an advanced content management system. I've talked up the benefits of leveraging an advanced CMS like Windchill to pursue your digital thread optimization strategies. But I want to give you a real world example. One of our recent customers is a company called Intelsat. Intelsat runs the world's largest commercial network of satellites. They also equip aircraft to provide in-flight Wi-Fi services. So if you've used Wi-Fi while you've been on a commercial flight, you've probably used Intelsat equipment services. They started their implementation about a year ago. In their case, they're implementing S1000D, but the use of the Windchill CMS, the digital thread optimization, is the same, just a different specification. They've actually just deployed the solution about 3 months ago. So since then, they've done their first major aircraft series update for the Airbus A320 platform and issued that out. And already they've realized over a 60% reduction in time and cost to produce that large complex change package and distribute that out. As they go forward in their maturity roadmap and make some improvements in their dissemination and distribution strategy, they're likely to achieve many more benefits. But that's just a fantastic example, I think, of what they've already been able to achieve.